Yeah. Get high rapper. The man hour. You already know. It's live. It's raw. It's going down. Like this. I'm going around and letting everybody know that they welcome to the show. It's the latest thing you ever seen, you already know. Let me introduce you to your host of the hour. It be Mike and Mike. Yeah, it's the man hour. Got the hottest plays, all the breaking news. Every rumor, every trade, every breaking bruise. Tighten knuckle screws. Yeah, it's going down. Have you saying what the fuck and never watered down. It's going down. I'll be rolling up. And if you buy it or you sell it, then you made the cut. Watch me flip it back. I can double up. I got sriracha for that ass, I'ma burn it up. Gotta check the rules, but know that it be fair and foul. Rep throw the whistle, coach throw the towel. We can do this on the field or outside the lines. It's the man hour though, now we going live.
And what is up, everybody? Michael Buckcutcher here with the Man Hour After Dark. Head over to mikeandmikemanhour.com. Push you guys up some merchandise if you most kindly would. Hats, hoodies, and beanies over there. But before we get too carried away, let's welcome the men, the myth, the legend themselves, Brandon Combs and Mike LeBlanc. What's up, gentlemen?
What is going on?
What is going on? All the fine people out there in fucking internet land and listening in on the fucking radio. What is going on, gentlemen? How was y'all's day?
Man, my day was spent at running around doing DMV stuff for the new car. So yeah,
Mike's
was
got a
rough.
good DMV
But
story.
nobody wants to hear about your day. So.
No, your DMV story. So when me and Mike first started doing our show, Mike's got a suspended license because he wasn't driving anywhere for like 3 years, and he had to like prove himself that he lived in Texas or something. That like tell the story, Mike.
So I go to the DMV, right? I've already had a license. It's just been expired for a while. We'll call it a while. And I went there and had all my paperwork, everything that they wanted, and then they hit me with, well, we need a birth certificate. What the fuck you need a birth certificate? With you before. Like, fuck you need a... Look, I am fucking white and Caucasian, bitch. I was born in fucking America.
That mean what you need is your Columbia hat or your like.
I know, right? Like, I mean, how much is Columbia? How much more whiter can I get?
How much more
You just tell them you're a Cowboys and a Packers fan. They'd be like, all right, you're good.
Oh, yeah, they're like, oh, okay, you're good.
So,
no, my day was fucking, man, my day is, so like right before we got, before we came on, maybe about like an hour before we came on, I got a message from the owner of Fit Body Boot Camp. So I don't know if you guys know what Fit Body Boot Camp is. It's a gym, and it's a franchise, and they have like 6,500 gyms worldwide, and they want us to take over the marketing. So I'm celebrating.
Hey, man, congrats. That's awesome.
Fucking go.
Let's rack in those Benjamins. And so I got a crazy little story for you boys here. Apparently here in Southern Indiana.
So let's go ahead and move on to college football because nobody really
Southern Indiana. Did you guys know if you put a pineapple in front of your house, that means you're a swinger?
Wait, what?
So
what?
So here in Southern Indiana, because we live in like the richer part of town, right? And we were looking at houses, and like all these houses had pineapples in front of the houses. I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? And I'm Googling it. Apparently, if you put a pineapple in front of your house, that means your wife is available to swing. So we trade wives, we trade husbands, that type of thing.
You notice how he said we?
Yeah.
No.
I was gonna. Did your wife come home today with a couple extra pineapples? Is that what happened?
I would have had 2 black eyes and I wouldn't be here. You guys know that 100%. But
I'm going to get pineapples. I mean, I don't have a wife anymore, but I mean, I'm open.
Well, I'm just saying, like, have you guys ever heard of anything like that?
I've never fucking heard anything like that. Like pineapple.
Like I wonder.
Well, I'm gonna
if
start driving through neighborhoods. I'm gonna start looking for pineapples. I'm gonna see a pineapple. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Well,
hey,
there are some good-looking older women here.
is your wife available?
So over here on the chat line, old Jared says, "Oh, that's why Hayward wants to go back home." So there you go. So
Talking about Gordon Hayward.
right. Go back home to Utah, right? Like that. Like
No, he's from Indiana.
is he?
Dude,
Mm-hmm.
the people that get are the Mormons, right? Those are the ones that have like multiple wives. They're polygamous, right?
Yeah, polygamous.
Can you imagine having like 4 or 5 wives? I was married for 15 years. And the one I had nagged so much. I was like, how could you have like 4 nagging? I think I would fucking just shoot myself.
You see what my son said, Buck?
Yeah. So Junior, my wife actually kicks me out into the garage. So like I'm literally in the.
You
corner.
do look like you're hiding in the bunker, though.
I am hiding away from my wife. Yes. So every hour, Monday through Thursday, I come out here and hide away from her because, especially this time of month, man. Ooh.
Cindy will whoop his ass.
Hey, speaking of whooping ass, Cindy did whoop your ass in fantasy
Shut your
football a couple
mouth.
weeks ago.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. So you play fantasy football worse than a girl? Oh man.
For the record,
Oh.
Cindy is like 7-1. Like
She is.
Yeah. The
And you
only
know
person
what?
that
If
she
I
lost to was
fucking
Steve.
wouldn't have left Mozart on the fucking bench, I would have won. I would have won. And I wouldn't have to listen to this fucking.
Buck, how many times has she beaten you this year?
She.
Or are you the one in the 7-1?
No, she lost to Steve. So Steve's in last place, and he beat her last week or 2 weeks ago. She beat me week 1 or week 2. So it was pretty ugly, honestly. It was like 160 to like 55. It was horrible. But speaking of football, guys, college football season is air quotes upon us. Maybe kind of. Wisconsin has decided to sit out the rest of the season, and then also. There are players deciding to opt out of the rest of the season as well. One of them, most notably, is the Pitt defensive end, Senior, which he should be a first-round draft pick, said he is not going to play in the rest of the college football season either. With that being said, are you guys okay with these players opting out because of COVID because their teams suck? Brandon.
Look, man, I have a hard time not being okay with anything that NCAA players decide to do because of how the NCAA has exploited them over the last, I don't know, since they've existed. They've made so much money off of these kids. They've done so much with these kids. Like I have zero problem with these kids opting out, and say, whether it's due to COVID, whether it's due to their team sucking, whether it's just due to them wanting to get into the draft and not get hurt. No issues with any of it. I don't have a problem with college football players because the NCAA takes advantage of them anyway. So do what you got to do.
No, I couldn't agree more. Like, just the. Let's be honest, right? I'm going to use Texas as an example. I'm going to a Texas game on Saturday. Why am I going to go see a Texas game on Saturday? Other than, yes, I love my Longhorns. Let's go. But I want to go see Sam play. I want to go see Sam Ehlinger play. One last time. This is his senior year. Sam Ehlinger is an amazing, like, I'm going to watch him last year when I went to the games. Now, like, because of COVID, we couldn't go into the stadium, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm gonna go watch him, right? I'm going to go watch Sam. So, and it's just like with Ohio State, right? The Ohio State. You want to go watch Fields play, right? There are certain players that you go to watch because you know that when they get to the NFL, they're going to be stars, right? And they're exciting to watch. So, why can't these players make money off of their name?
Yeah,
I think the NCAA needs to go away. I mean, it's ridiculous. That's like me, right? Like that's like there's some NCAA over marketing.
It's the longest Ponzi scheme we've ever endorsed in our entire lives. Every time we watch college football, we endorse Ponzi schemes.
So, guys, I really thought that COVID was going to do away with the NCAA. To be totally honest, I mean, like when the NCAA left it up to the conferences to decide whether they wanted to play or not this college football season, I truly thought that the NCAA was going to implode on itself, and I was actually kind of excited because of everything that you guys both said. The NCAA exploits these kids, yada yada yada, right? But on the flip side, the NCAA does do a lot of good for the colleges as well. I mean, think about those people that are only getting, $1,000 a month instead of $2,000 like a month. I mean the NCAA is regulating that a little bit to where the fact that they cannot, like, what was it? It was SMU back in the 80s or 70s. I can't remember. Like, they were buying players' cars and stuff like that, right? The NCAA had to step in and take care of that.
But so, like, why though? Why? If you go to work, if you go to school, if you go anywhere, and you want to buy me a car to come play for you, to come work for you, to come do whatever for you, so what? So what? So if Alabama is signing their kids to contracts, if Alabama is paying their kids, good for Alabama. So what? All the NCAA is a glorified minor leagues for the NFL.
Well, you are right, but on the flip side to that, what about those schools that cannot afford to pay buy those kids cars?
Those kids aren't going to those schools anyway.
Yeah, but you still get those recruits anyways. So
well, yeah, but you still. I'm watching it right now on the screen. I've got Central Michigan and I don't even know who they're playing. Ohio. So those schools that can't afford to play the kids, like the Alabamas and the Texas and the Notre Dames, so what? They're not competing for a national championship this year. They know they're not competing for a national championship this year.
But it also gives them a fair chance. So let's look at the top 25 a little bit here. Coastal Carolina, I believe they're like 14th or 15th right now in the top 25 poll.
But they're 14th or 15th because half of the college football is not playing.
But everybody starts back up this week. Like, I think the MAC was the last conference to start.
But the Big Ten's about to shut down.
Right. But I'm saying, let's say Coastal Carolina was in the top 25 in a normal season. They would not be able to afford to pay those players like Alabama does and like whatnot. That is why the NCAA is there. It's simply just to regulate that.
But they make millions and millions and millions of dollars off of these kids' names, and the fact that you want to get them a $20,000 car off of the $1 million that you made off of that one kid, so what?
So I am not opposed for the kids making money off of their likeness. YouTube channel, go get money to get signed autographs, teach a kid how to kick, like etc. I'm not opposed to that. What I am opposed to is Nick Saban inviting my 5-star athlete from Ohio and bringing him down, buying him a Lamborghini, knowing damn well that Ohio State can't, and he's going to come to Alabama because of that.
Look, I don't care who you are, and I don't care what school you go to. I don't care what school you run. Okay, so Buck, let me ask you a question. If I go to Central Michigan, how much does it cost me for a year to go to Central Michigan?
I'd assume it's a public college, so you're probably looking at $50,000-$60,000.
Okay, so $50,000-$60,000 per kid. Do they only have 10 kids that go to that school?
They don't.
They've got over probably a couple thousand that go to that school every year at $60,000 a year. You're telling me Central Michigan doesn't have the money to pay the football program, to pay the baseball program?
How much does it cost to run a college football program? I can tell you at the high school level, a 5A high school, it costs us $120,000 a year to successfully run a program. That is not counting helmets, pads, like etc. That's paying for the referees. That's paying for the field uses. That's paying for the coaching staff.
So at the college level, let's triple that. So say 360,000.
Okay.
360,000. So we just took 6 tuitions and paid for the college football program to run it.
But how many of those 6 kids are getting a scholarship? They're getting a books, so they're getting their books for like free. How many of those kids are getting housing for
12 maybe? Free? 12 at Central Michigan, maybe?
Well, but I'm saying, but out of those 6, I mean, like, you are just using basic math. Like, you have to calculate how much does it cost to have those housings built on campus? How much does it cost to have those RAs run that building? The freaking insurance. Like, you are looking at
who brings in that money though, Buck? Who brings in that money?
The football team.
Okay, and who's on the football team? The players, correct?
The players.
I mean, if you go to any after high school, you start working. Okay, right. Well, most people start working while they're in high school, but right. You get what I'm getting at. You generate the money for your business. You get a portion of that money. Like, I don't care, and I don't even care. I'm not saying you have to give these guys a tuition, but you could give them an allowance. You can give them a stipend every month based off of and it could just be
stipends every month.
Okay, so what do you get in college as a stipend?
So
you went to K-State, correct?
Yeah, at Kansas State when we were in season, i.e., actually practicing full pads, etc. From June until January, we were getting roughly $1,000 a week.
That's more than fucking somebody makes at a regular job.
That's what I make working. So that's, I mean. So that stipend, it was. Is that every player, or is it based off of starter? Is it based off of?
So the rules are that every player. So the rules state that if you give player A something, you have to give player A through Z the same
So every player gets it.
Otherwise, player A is in violation.
That's news to me. See that? I don't know about you, LeBlanc. I didn't know that. Let
me emphasize that is only in season, and I misspoke from the June to January. It's like it is actually only during the game seasons. So when we had a game that pertains to
September to January,
right?
So
I mean, even
if that's the case, and is that something that's through the whole NCAA, or is that per school decides how much they're going to give?
I cannot answer that because I know when I went to JUCO, I only got like $100, and that was basically just to put food on my table. So now there were occasions after a good game you'd see $500 slid underneath your door, right? But that wasn't from the school. That was from X
boosters or something.
Yeah. Someone said, "Hey, thanks for doing well," right?
Well, I mean, hey, look, if that's the case, and you're getting paid to play, and you're getting that stipend, I didn't know that, so that's news to me. I always thought that the kids, I thought because they make such a big deal that if a coach buys a kid a lunch, I would have never thought that, hey, they get $1,000 stipend a game.
Well, the reason why it is a big deal is because he's not doing it for the whole team; he's doing it for a particular kid. So therefore, you're an NCAA violation.
So if you buy one lunch, you have to buy the entire team lunch. So if you buy the entire team lunch, it's okay.
Even then, I don't think the coach can. It would have to be like the school has to pay for that.
Okay.
So
because
remember Nick Saban kind of got in trouble with that last year when he had like seniors on his yacht.
Yeah.
So. So basically, what in a roundabout circle to complete this conversation full circle here is that I'm not mad about the kids for opting out. For preparing for the draft, yada yada yada. But to say that you're scared of COVID, I find that hard to believe. Because in a controlled atmosphere like college football is, you are on a schedule. 6 a.m. you have weights. From 7 till 10, you have class. Like, you are in the same community day in and day out. You are safer playing football than you are back at home in the hood, right?
Yeah, but I mean, tell that to guys like Trevor Lawrence. I mean,
yeah, who doesn't live in the hood?
Look, I don't care if it, look, and the same thing with the NFL. If they're scared of it, they're scared of it. Like, I live the same. Like, I tell them. So when you have people in your life who fear COVID and fear everything, and me myself, I'm not one of those guys. Like,
Me neither.
To me, it's a maybe a more severe strain of the flu. That's how I feel about it. Yeah. But other people are scared of it. And I don't blame you for being scared of it because it's obviously very real. Not hundreds of thousands of people have died from it, but probably about 20,000 people maybe have died from it. So
same as the flu, right?
Right, but still, I mean, it's something, especially for older people. If you're around older people, or if you live at home with your older parents, or if you live at home with a child who has underlying conditions, I don't mind if you're scared of it. It is what it is. So for the same thing for NFL players, if you want to opt out, opt out. That's your right. And I'm not going to damn anybody, even college players, for opting out for COVID, because if that's their reason, then hey. I mean, that's the reason. It is what it is. It's up to them to answer. In football locker rooms, Buck, just like the locker room environment, man, if you aren't a part of your family, if you aren't a part of that, good luck trying to get back in.
Right, exactly. Mike, any closing thoughts before we head to a quick break?
I'm good.
All right, guys. We're going to take a quick little break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk a little AB and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Does AB's success solely rely on Tom Brady's shoulders moving forward? Right after the break, guys, we'll talk about that. Man Hour After Dark. We'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to the Man Hour. Michael Buckcaster with Brandon Combs and Mike LeBlanc, the guys themselves. We are going to talk a little bit of Antonio Brown. And if you guys are watching us on the YouTube page, we do have a poll going on. We're going to talk this on the second half of the show. Should the Dallas Cowboys tank the rest of the 2020 season? Go over to the YouTube page and vote. But Tom Brady is obviously a very good quarterback, and Antonio Brown is a pretty good wide receiver.
Whoa! Combs,
What?
did you hear what he just said? Tom Brady is obviously a very good quarterback.
Pretty good reason. Pretty good quarterback, yeah.
Don't you remember the bullshit he was talking last night?
Look, man, people disagree with me. Even LeBlanc disagrees with me on this. Until the day he dies, not the day he retires, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
Because you guys are blinded by
Ever?
Super Bowl rings.
You're talking about ever?
Yes.
Wow.
It's not about Super Bowl rings, Buck. It's about doing more with less.
You're
So,
fucking crazy. What are you talking about?
Well, let's talk Bucks.
Anything else, Buck? Hold on now. We can't just let this slide. Tom Brady, the greatest ever?
Who's better?
Peyton Manning.
No. Come on. Peyton Manning had more. Peyton Manning had better wide receivers, had better running game, had better everything than Tom Brady. Who?
BC.
Montana.
BC.
Joe Montana, same thing. Joe Montana had Jerry Rice. Name me the one time they gave Tom Brady a Hall of Fame wide receiver. What did he do? He went 16-0. Yes, he lost the Super Bowl that year, but he went 16-0. The one time he had a freaking Hall of Fame wide receiver.
You lost the ship.
So let's talk a little.
Did he or did the defense lose the championship? Did Tom Brady give up that catch to David Tyree? I don't think so.
But he also didn't put him in the position to win. But nonetheless.
What do you mean? They had the lead. What do you mean? How did he not put him in position to win the game?
No.
God, come on.
Tom Brady is not the GOAT.
Get out of here. Anybody who argues against it, they just don't like Tom Brady. That's the problem.
No,
So
it's not
let's-
that I don't like Tom Brady.
Buck, we're gonna get into a Brady debate instead of a Bucks thing here.
Right, which we should, because the question is, does the success of Antonio Brown rely solely on Tom Brady's shoulders this season? Who wants the
Negative.
floor first?
I'll go first. That the success of Antonio Brown lies solely in Antonio Brown. If Antonio Brown's going to be successful, Antonio Brown needs to change the way that he has been over the last 3 or 4 seasons. You have to change your attitude. You have to change your mental state. You have to change all of the things that you've been doing that have gotten you removed from the league. So if Antonio Brown can come and do those things, Antonio Brown is a top 5 wide receiver in this league still. Antonio Brown is an amazing wide receiver. And if he can stop doing all the stupid shit that he does off the field, then that's where his success is going to come from. Because on the field, there's no denying this man's talent. Zero. It has nothing to do with Tom Brady. It has nothing to do with Mike Evans. It has nothing to do with Chris Godwin. It has nothing to do with coaching. It has to do with Antonio Brown and where he's at mentally. And that is what his success depends on.
To answer,
I agree. It's not up to Tom Brady. It's up to AB himself. You need to be in the good. You need to be in a good headspace, and not be a fucking diva on the sidelines. I think it solely depends on AB.
so it solely depends on Tom Brady because Antonio Brown and Tom Brady are roommates right now. They are literally holding hand to hand going into the locker room every day and every night, right? They see each other 24/7 almost, except for maybe they're in receiver drills, quarterback drills, whatever. But they're with each other all the time. Tom Brady knows he has to get Antonio the ball 12 to 15 times a game. Like
That's false.
12 to 15. That is not false.
He's not coming in to be their number 1 wide receiver. Mike Evans is their number 1 wide receiver. He's coming in to replace a Chris Godwin who can't stay healthy. That's what Antonio Brown is coming in to be. That's what it is. That is Mike Evans' team. If you're going to take that from Mike Evans, you might as well have just traded Mike Evans at the trade deadline.
Which they should have because they're not going to utilize Chris. All the offense that you guys know for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, throw it out the window. Open up the window and throw it out into that Chicago wind because it's never coming back ever again. The offense now is to get Antonio Brown the ball as much as he can.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It is
No, it's
simple.
not.
No, it's not, bud.
You're wrong.
Tom Brady knows this is
And
his last
everybody
year.
that watched my live today, here comes that bullshit I was talking about on my live.
But I'm telling you, these are facts.
It is not.
They're not facts.
The facts are that
Mike
this
Evans
is
the
Tom Brady's
number one
last year.
receiver.
How can they be facts, Mike, if we haven't even seen this guy get on the field? How can they be
Exactly.
facts? What if they go out on the field and he has 4 or 5 targets this weekend? Are they then the facts?
That's
No, they're
what
not the
happened.
facts.
And you know that. You saw that in Tampa, in New England in that first game when they played Miami.
This isn't the same. If they got the same Antonio Brown that they got with New England, then they're in trouble already. This can't be the same Antonio Brown. It can't be. This has to be a humbled Antonio Brown.
It is not.
It is. I think it's
It
a
has to
humble
be.
Antonio Brown. I really do. Nobody. I mean, yes, there were plenty of teams who wanted him, but I mean, he's got to understand that you were fucking toxic for the locker room. Oh, my helmet. When he was with the Raiders, I didn't want my helmet to be this way or my cleats to be this way. Look, you have to understand that you have to fucking humble yourself at some point if you want to play ball again. And I think that's what he's. I think that's what he's done. And he's not coming in there to be the number 1 receiver. That's Mike Evans.
So
I think
you can say that all you want.
Antonio Brown is going to be used on third downs to go ahead and get that first down, or he's going to be on deep routes. If he still has the speed that he has, and he still has that ability to go up and get the 50-50 ball. Here's where I think Antonio Brown is going to be used the most, and which is what Tampa Bay is struggling the most in is in the red zone. They brought Antonio Brown for the red zone, just like the Ravens brought in Dez Bryant, right? They brought Dez Bryant in for the red zone, and I think the Bucs did the same thing with AB. He's going to be their red zone go-to. Is he going to get targeted, 6, 7, 8 times a game? No, he's not. That's going to be up to Mike Evans. That's going to be for Mike Evans and their tight end, Gronk.
So
I'm telling you, right now, AB is going to get 2 or 3, 4 at the most targets a game. And the majority of those are going to come in the red zone.
Let me tell you why Tom Brady is going to target Antonio Brown so much. It's because of everything that you guys just said. Because he has been out of the league. His helmet, his feet, his sexual assaults, this, and this, right? Tom Brady knows that he has to make Antonio Brown a success this season for him to get a chance anywhere else. They are roommates right now. As a roommate, you want your boy to succeed, right, Mike? Like if I like me and you are boys, I want to see you succeed. You can fall flat on your face. I want to be the first one there to pick you up and see you succeed. That's why Tom Brady's ultimate thing is to make Antonio Brown succeed, and to make him succeed is getting him 12 to 15 targets every game. Like, I don't care if it's in the red zone, in the open field, 12 to 15 targets, period.
No, you're wrong. Wrong. You're 100% wrong.
100% wrong. AB is not coming to this team to be a number one wide receiver. And if he thinks he's coming in to be a number one wide receiver, if he thinks he's coming in to get 12 to 15 targets per game, he's wrong. And that's exactly why he's roommates with Tom Brady. So that Tom Brady can say, hey, look, this is our game plan. This is what we're going to do. Get on board. So, and that's exactly why he's roommates with Tom Brady.
It is because Tom Brady knows he has to force feed him the ball, just like what Jared said in the chat here.
He's not going
he
to
has
have
to force feed him the ball.
And here's why. Everything that the Bucs are doing right now is fucking working. So Tom is going to look at AB and be like,
is it really working?
The fact that the thing that you're missing is that Bruce Arians is still this coach.
Hold on, Combs. What's our record?
6-2.
6-2.
So everything is fucking working.
Yeah.
Unless you're the fucking Steelers, where
Jared, he does not think he's coming in to be the number one wide receiver. Tom doesn't think that. Mike Evans is Tom's number one wide receiver. Hell, I can almost tell you right now that Tom likes that freaking God, I'm gonna forget his name now. That other slot receiver they have, number 10 there, I can't think of his name right now. Scotty Williams or something like that. He's the one that I think Tom is in love with. That's Tom Brady's new Julian Edelman.
yes.
Antonio Brown is coming in to replace Chris Godwin because Chris Godwin can't stay healthy. He is going to get Chris Godwin's attempts. He's going to get Chris Godwin's targets, maybe 1 or 2 or maybe 3 more than Chris Godwin, because Antonio Brown can make things happen more than Chris Godwin can. He can run better routes than Chris Godwin can. He's going to get open more than Chris Godwin did. So yes, he's going to get more targets than Chris Godwin, but he's not going to get what you think, and he's not going to be force-fed the ball. Tom's too smart for that.
You are proving my point for me right there. He is
and
coming in
to
be
his roommate. He's there. Like, hey, bro. Like, look, man.
Scotty Miller. Yes, Scotty Miller.
He was in New England. I'm not going to be force feeding you the ball. Our game plan has worked up until this point.
Did you not hear what Brandon just said?
I can see Tom sitting there and being like, look, Antonio, like, we don't need you.
If you're open, I'll get it to you.
But if you're open, I'm going to get you the ball. So
exactly.
Don't be coming to me on the sideline telling me, hey, throw me the ball, throw me the ball, throw me the ball.
Yeah. And that's why he's going to get more targets than Chris Godwin. He's going to get that because he gets open more than Chris Godwin does. He's a better route runner. He's more able to get himself free. And if he gets himself free, that's going to draw somebody else, which is going to make Mike Evans open, which is going to get Mike Evans more touches.
Mike Evans is already open, and he doesn't get any touches because Tom
Mike Evans is not always open.
Down the field anyways.
No, Chris Godwin's been hurt all year. Mike Evans is not open. They're double-teaming him just about every damn down.
So, Brandon, let me tell you what you just said. You said Antonio Brown is coming in there to take Chris Godwin's number two spot, right?
Yes.
And possibly get a couple extra targets more than Chris Godwin, right?
Yes.
Chris Godwin is the leading target on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. More than Mike Evans, more than Scotty Miller, more than Gronk, more than that other tight end that just tore his ACL. So
I don't know if I believe that because unless you're going by percentage wise, because Chris Godwin's been hurt all year. Yeah, well, that's because Chris Godwin's played like maybe 14 plays all
What
year.
I'm saying though, if you are saying that he is going to get more touches, more percentage targets than Chris Godwin, plus some more, by default that makes him the number one.
Not
receiver.
percentage wise, but
Force
you
feeding
can't go
the
by
ball.
percentage wise when Mike Evans has been in there for every damn snap and Chris Godwin's been in there for a third of them. That percentage wise, of course, the percentage wise is going to be higher.
So you are telling me that just because I am at work half of the time, but I give it 80% effort, then a guy compared to their 100% time giving only 20% effort, my effort isn't as good as his?
That's not what I'm saying at all.
That's exactly
I'm
what
saying
you're
is
saying.
you're trying to take a percentage of a guy. All right, so he's been on the field for 25 snaps and he's gotten, I don't know, 13 targets.
Right.
Okay, so there his percentage right there is over 50%.
Right.
Mike Evans has played for 172 snaps and he's only gotten, I don't know, 65 targets. So right there his percentage is under 5. It doesn't mean he's been targeted more. It just means he's had more snaps.
No, but that tells you that Tom Brady is looking for him first before Mike Evans.
No, it just shows that he's played less downs.
It shows that. So of the 50 plays that he is in, he gets targeted 25 times. That tells you Tom Brady is force feeding him the ball. Tom Brady knows he's in there. He's going in there. Same thing's going to happen to like AAB.
Look, man, I know that you coach in high school, so you're probably used to all this, this new way of Common Core math and all that shit. But that's not what this is, man. He is going to get Chris Godwin's attempts. He is going to get He's going to get 13 targets. What?
Are you drinking the Bud Light? That's fucking gross.
Bud Light's pretty good.
First
You know what's gross?
DC.
Is your internet that keeps freezing. That's gross.
Be a fucking man.
Just face it, Brandon. You are wrong because
No,
you don't
you're
wanna
wrong.
look at the percentage of like total.
But,
You're frozen.
You're frozen.
you're fucking You're wrong.
No, so
Wrong.
we are both speaking about the wrong percentages. What the percentage that we want to see is when Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are both on the field. Who gets targeted more percent wise? And I bet you it's Chris Godwin. I don't have those numbers in front of me, but I can tell you it's probably him.
Well,
And
let's
Antonio Brown's
let's
like
revisit this conversation in 3 weeks, Buck. Let's give it 3 weeks for this to take place. I bet you over the next 3 weeks that Antonio Brown has less targets than Mike Evans.
Okay, total targets or percentage?
Total targets.
Okay.
I don't want to go percentage. I want to go total targets.
That sounds good. So in 3
Okay.
weeks, let's give it a month. Let's give it full 4 games, right? So
Sure.
Antonio Brown gets because this, like, let's be honest, this first week of him playing, it's like, hey, you run as fast as you can. I'm going to throw it as far as I can, right? Let's be honest, like that's kind of what it's.
Well, if that's the case, then the ball's going to Mike Evans because he's faster than Antonio Brown.
True, but nonetheless, guys, let's take a quick little break, guys.
You know what? It's gonna make this. Antonio Brown coming on this team is gonna make the Bucks offense that much better.
This
Right?
team's going to
Because now
Super Bowl like I predicted.
Cancer.
Now you have the fucking game plan for Antonio Brown.
Super Bowl.
Don't discredit Antonio Brown just because he's been out of football. Don't discredit him. Now guess what? You're not going to double team Mike Evans because now you got Antonio Brown to deal with, and now you got Gronk to deal with. So you've got Antonio Brown, Gronk, and Mike Evans to deal with. Who
I'm
you gonna
not
double team?
discrediting his ability. I'm discrediting his mindset and play like his ego on the field. That's what I'm discrediting. But let's head to a quick break, guys. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk, should the Dallas Cowboys tank for the rest of the 2020 season? That is the poll over on the YouTube page. Head to youtube.com/Mike and Mike Man Hour and vote. Yes or no? Should the Cowboys tank for the rest of the 2020 season? We'll be right back here on the Man Hour after dark. And welcome back to the Man Hour After Dark, guys, with Michael Buckheiser, Brandon Combs, and Mike LeBlanc, guys. What is up? We've had a pretty good show so far. Heated debates as always, but it is time to really jump into the Dallas Cowboys here. They are now on their, would it be the fourth-string quarterback, maybe? But either way, they're in a competition between Cooper Rush and Gilbert. What is his last name, Mike?
Garrett Gilbert.
Garrett Gilbert.
Garrett Gilbert. Hook 'em.
So the question I want to present to you, Mike, first is, should the Dallas Cowboys tank for the rest of the 2020 season for a good draft pick? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, the only reason why you really tank is to go after a quarterback, right? Because you want a high pick to go after a quarterback. But, no, man, it's hard to say. One player defense is not going to make that defense just better. It's not. So if you're taking, I mean, what are you going for? An offensive lineman or a defensive player that you could probably get if you don't tank, and you're probably going to end up with the, 6th, 7th, 8th pick in the draft. So why tank?
Look, they don't need to tank. They're just bad. They're not going to get the number 1 pick. You're probably going to end up with the 4th or 5th pick, maybe even the 6th. Let's say something goes crazy, you win a couple more games, you end up with the 6th, 7th pick, whatever it is. You're still going to end up in position to draft what you need, which is a quarterback moving forward, because it's obvious you're not giving Dak a contract. So you can get a Kellen Mond, a Kyle Trask, all sorts of these guys that are out, Justin Fields. You can get one of those guys with the 6th or 7th pick. So to tank, no, but they don't need to tank because they're not good. And Buck, I know you have them winning the division somehow, some way. I have no clue how. I think usually when you make your picks, you like bend over and whatever comes out, you're like, hey, that's what I'm going with. They are not going to win the division. They're not very good. They're not winning more than 4, maybe 5 at the most games.
Wait. You don't think they're going to re-sign Dak?
No.
They will sign him to another franchise tag.
They're going to sign him to a franchise tag.
All right, yeah, they'll give him a franchise tag, but it's for the ability to go play somewhere else. It's for the ability to showcase what he can do after he get hurt, because Jerry Jones will give him the respect of doing that.
Nope, Dak Prescott will be the starting.
No, he won't.
As long as he is healthy, Dak Prescott will be the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys next season. Well, I'm with you, Colin. I don't want him to be.
For the future or for next year?
Next year, he's going to be the starting
No,
quarterback.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Next year, they'll give him that contract. They'll give him that because they'll draft a quarterback that they're going to sit and sit behind Dak Prescott. And then Dak Prescott will be gone, and he'll be in a Bears uniform the following season.
So let me give you guys the correct answer. The correct answer is no, the Dallas Cowboys should not tank for the rest of the season. Because
I don't think they should either.
Well, because the reason is because whether they try to tank or not, there is going to be a winner from that division, and that winner from that division is going to make the playoffs, and they're going to get like a 20 plus pick, right? Like, is that how I figured out? 24 plus pick, right? Because of how the records fall in place, yada yada yada. So the Cowboys are not going to draft a quarterback. They're probably going to rebuild that offensive line. That's probably what they should do, is rebuild the offensive line, because it is getting older, yada yada yada. So
Because
if you do tank, if you are the Dallas Cowboys, you are going to probably trade that pick anyway. So if you get a 7th through 10th pick, you are looking to trade down in the draft anyways. So why do you want to tank if you're going to trade down anyways? Yes, you can get an extra 2nd round pick or a 3rd round pick, etc. But the point is, the Cowboys are still going to win that division. That automatically gives you a 24th pick in the 1st round. So there is no need to tank, because they're still going to be late in the first round anyways.
You are out of your mind. Like, I don't know. I don't understand if, like, you wake up in the morning, you're like, what is the stupidest shit I could say today? And then you come out and spew this shit out. I'm waiting for the day that you wake up and you're like, today, the Kansas City Chiefs suck. And Patrick Mahomes is not a good quarterback. Because at some point, that's going to come out of your mouth. The way that you talk and the way that you say some of this shit, I don't understand it.
Agreed.
I don't understand where you're coming from.
Where I'm coming from is logic. The logic.
What have you seen that's logical that's going to say this team is winning this division? What? The loss to the Redskins? The loss to the Eagles?
Football team.
The loss to the Giants? What about this team?
They have an easier schedule than the rest of the division. Whether you want to say it or like or not, we looked at this last night.
No matter how easy
The Cowboys
it is.
have the easier schedule. They're going to go 8-8, whether they try to tank or not. They can try to tank, and they're going to beat the Giants. They're going to beat the Redskins. They're going to beat the Eagles. They're going to beat the Bengals. Who else do they have to play?
This team is not going 8-8.
They are.
No, they're not.
Six more wins. That is all they need. Six more wins.
They've got the Steelers this week.
Win.
They've got the Steelers. They lose.
Whoa! Did you just hear what the fuck he said?
If Cooper Rush starts, the Cowboys win this week.
You are out of your mind. Go to bed, Buck. You're drunk. I don't know. I think maybe you got something heavier than that Bud Light in that can.
Cooper Rush is a very good quarterback. I saw him play at Central Michigan. He is very, if I remember right, he led them to a 10-2 record his senior year. Yeah, pretty fucking good.
When did the Cowboys sign him?
When they signed the year after Dak.
Okay, so they signed Cooper Rush the year after Dak. So they had him this season, correct? All season?
No, he was with the Giants.
With the Giants.
They traded to
because the Cowboys let him go because he's garbage.
Okay. So, but they let him go, but they kept DiNucci.
They drafted
and
DiNucci
they signed Andy Dalton.
A great signing. When Andy Dalton comes back, he will get this team back on track. You guys understand that?
You are out of your mind.
A career.
You are out of your mind.
Taking shit teams and making them.
They've got the Steelers this week. They lose. They got the Vikings next week. They lose. They got the Washington, not Redskins anymore. The week after that, they lose. They've got the Ravens after that. They lose. They've got the Bengals after that. They lose. They got the Niners after that. They lose. They got the Eagles after that. They lose. They got the Giants after that. Maybe a win. Give me a break.
6 wins right there.
You are out of your ever-loving mind.
When they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, that's a 9-win
football
team.
Oh my God!
How are they? What are they doing? How are they beating the Pittsburgh Steelers? Are the Pittsburgh Steelers not coming? Are the Pittsburgh Steelers not coming? Are they not showing up?
I told you about the Green Bay Packers. Every team forgets to show up.
Is it going to be like the college from Pitt that's going to show up for Pittsburgh? That's the only way they're fucking winning.
Every season, a NFL team forgets to show up to a game. The game is at Texas Stadium, right? In Jerry.
The Cowboys forgot to show up for an entire season so far.
Hey, they can show up for one game and whoop that ass. Cooper Rush, man, they got a healthy offensive line. Give Zeke the ball. Man, when they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers this week, that's a 9-win team.
Buck, if they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday, I will come on the show Monday and I will be as bald as you.
You can do what you want because you're still going to be ugly.
You know what? Fuck it. I've got a nice head of hair.
If the Cowboys beat the Steelers this weekend, I'm coming in bald. I'm picking it.
If the Cowboys beat the Steelers, I will shave my fucking beard and I will shave my fucking head. But
the word is there is when they beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No.
If they don't.
When.
If they do not.
The Cowboys are going to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers
We are
if
going to
Cooper Rush
fly
starts.
down to fucking Austin, and we are going to get on a show together, and you're going to bend over to the table, and you're going to I'm going to get a paddle, and you're going to bend over, and you're going to take 10 fucking licks like we did when we got hazed in college and in high school, and that's what's going to happen. Is that
Make
a
sure you
deal?
drill the holes in it.
Yeah, of course.
I thought he was going somewhere else with the bend you over the table.
No. No.
There you go. Junior comes in hot, says, "Dad, your girlfriend might like it more. Like it. You're bald."
Hey, Junior, you're grounded.
And then Junior also comes and says, "I feel the Steelers could go undefeated this season." I'm assuming that's what he's trying to like.
Or one loss. That's where I'm at. I'm at 15-1, maybe 14-2. I'm not sure about undefeated, but
going to be is the Dallas Cowboys.
Get the.
Listen, the recipe to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers has been kind of laid out there. Tennessee Titans second half of the game. Look at that. Mike McCarthy's studying that film right now. What did this?
All right, so this needed to be done, so it got done. I don't know what to do, so I took him off the show. It's just me and you, LeBlanc. This guy is out of his damn mind.
The fucking Cowboys beating.
What is he thinking? What is he thinking? Look, there is no more room on the screen for Buckheiser to even come back. It is just me and you. Look, there is no way that the Cowboys, and I know you love the Cowboys, there is no way the Cowboys beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. None.
There's no way. There is no way. Number one, right? You're going to start a quarterback, either Garrett Gilbert or you're going to start Cooper Rush, who neither one have been with the Cowboys all fucking season long. So they don't know. They have
and if Cooper Rush was that good, the Cowboys still would have had him.
They don't know Mike McCarthy's system.
He's trash.
So now we're back to a limited playbook against arguably the number one defense in the league.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't know what's in his pipe. I don't know what's in his beer can.
The Cowboys defense is ranked 32nd in the league.
You know what it is? I know what it is. Hold on. Let me get him back. Hold on. Hey, Buck. Hey, LeBlanc. You've seen those commercials, right? Where they've got the thing where you could slide a cover of a beer can over the beer can?
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't really have Bud Light in there. Take that cover off, Buck. That's really like a Truly or something, right? Because only a man who drinks a Truly would have a stupid statement like that.
So I heard you guys when I was backstage said, "How can the Cowboys beat the Steelers? Give Zeke Elliott the ball. Keep the Pittsburgh Steelers offense off of the field. Treat the Pittsburgh Steelers offense like you're going to treat the Baltimore Ravens offense. Keep them off of the field."
And by the way, that comment that you had up of my son, that he wouldn't have, the Steelers could lose the next 6 straight to the Cowboys, and he's not deleting his Fortnite account. I will come on here bald though if the Cowboys beat the Steelers.
I'll shave my beard and I'll shave my head.
But seriously,
the Cowboys beat the Steelers.
You guys understand the motto any given Sunday, right? Let's be honest. The Cowboys were embarrassed last week.
This is going to get embarrassed again this weekend.
No.
That any given Sunday is for like the Bengals.
Every fucking week.
Is for the Bengals to beat like the Ravens or the Bengals to beat whoever they're beating, because the Bengals actually have potential and are actually good. The Cowboys have no potential. The Cowboys aren't good. They're just not good right now. They're not good defensively. They're not good offensively. Come on, man.
This is the same Cowboys team that went toe-to-toe with the L.A. Rams. They should have beat the L.A. Rams if there wasn't a bogus pass interference call. This is the same Cowboys team that took the Seattle Seahawks to one last drive to beat them.
Who was the quarterback?
Hey, one of you guys got a place I can sleep if the Cowboys win this weekend?
Yeah, you can. I got a Cowboys jersey and Dak Prescott. You can come. You can come down, sleep. Hell,
all right.
Sleep in the bed too.
I got a nice new car. It'll get me down to Southern Indiana pretty quick.
There we go. But
This
is the best thing about the Cowboys moving forward is they haven't named a starting quarterback yet. Who are the Steelers preparing for? Are they preparing for a mobile quarterback to roll the pocket?
Buck. Please stop.
The facts are the facts. Facts are facts.
No, they're not facts. This is just bullshit that is just flowing out of your fucking mouth right now.
It is not.
It's either going to be Cooper Rush or Garrett Gilbert. Neither one.
A mobile quarterback.
Hey, LeBlanc.
Fucking Garrett Gilbert.
LeBlanc, did you ever see The Exorcist, LeBlanc?
Yes.
All right. So you remember when she spews all that green shit all over the place?
And she's walking up.
That's Buck every time he talks. That's Buck every time he talks on the Man Hour.
Oh,
Listen,
my God.
you guys are going to look really fucking silly when I play this back on Monday. And I said, hey, the Cowboys are going to beat the Steelers because of XYZ. And they do XYZ, and they beat them 17-10.
So, hey, Buck, what are you putting up since you're so confident? What are you putting up?
What do you want me to put up?
I mean, I'm putting up the 18. You know what I think you should put
I
up?
will buy a Lamar Jackson jersey. How about that?
No, I think I got one better for you. I've got a Raiders jersey I could send you.
Okay.
You come on in a Raiders. Yeah, oh yeah, you come on in a Raiders jersey.
Yeah, because I am confident the Cowboys are going to beat the Steelers 17-10. Zeke Elliott will touch the ball 30 times.
No.
But I guarantee
no. You're going to come on the show in a Raiders jersey.
Okay.
And I want you to say the Raiders are better than the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes sucks dick.
I'm not going to spill lies.
No,
You're spilling lies this entire show.
Whatever, you guys are wrong.
What's different?
So, listen, Brandon, I guarantee you Mike is going to come in on Monday with his Zeke Elliott jersey on, his Cowboys hat turned backward, his chest all puffed out. My Cowboys. Aren't you, Mike?
No. You know what he's going to come in on the show after the Cowboys lose? He's going to have his Packers jersey on. Say, my Packers.
If the Cowboys miraculously, like it's going to have to take a miracle for the Cowboys to beat the Steelers, no, I'm going to come in here on Monday and be like, damn, the Cowboys got lucky. Because that is the only fucking way that they are winning that game is 100% luck.
Aren't you the one that said a win's a win in the NFL?
If the Cowboys win, it's because Ben Roethlisberger went down and James Conner tore an ACL. That's the only way that this is happening.
Which Ben Roethlisberger is nursing that elbow again. He did get hurt at the end of the Ravens game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, your son is glad about how you Yeah.
She heard your Cowboys take and she said, "Get your ass out of here." She said, "Go to the."
She's actually just.
He's 16.
Okay.
He just finished his driver's ed the other night and passed his driver's ed test. So,
congratulations!
We got a BC on the road.
Yeah, I told him once he starts working it and he saves up half, I'll pay the other half.
There you go. That's good. That's good fucking parenting right there. That's
all
what
right,
I'm gonna
guys.
do with my kids. Like, you're gonna have to come with half before I buy you a car, because
Yeah.
we're not just gonna buy you a car. We're not
No,
spoiled people.
responsibilities.
Exactly.
So, guys, let's go ahead and complete this full circle here. Should the Cowboys tank for the rest of the 2020 season? They poll
No.
in a tie.
No, they should not.
No, they shouldn't tank, or they should tank.
They should not.
Okay, BC.
No, they don't need to.
They don't. I mean, the NFC. Let's be honest. The NFC is still up for grabs. And yes, I will agree with you, Buck, when you said a team like like if the Cowboys win the NFC champion, not the NFC championship, if the Cowboys win the NFC East championship, they win the division. A team like that is dangerous going into the playoffs.
If they win the NFC East title, it's because every other team lost every game from here on out, and they won 2 or 3 more and won it at 5-11.
I mean,
But they still get a 24th
I have
pick.
the Eagles winning this again.
So, as a passive Cowboys fan, I think they should tank the rest of the season so they can trade that. Trade that.
Jesus
10
Christ!
over
Now you're a Cowboys fan.
I've always been a passive Cowboys fan.
Oh my God! I got 2 guys on this show that have more than one damn team.
You always have to have
Oh,
2
that.
teams.
No, you don't. I've got the Bears. I don't got no other teams I root for.
What happens when the
Not
Bears
one.
make the playoffs again? Who do you root for?
I don't root for anybody. I hope for a good game when I'm watching the games.
You root for somebody in those games, right?
No, you know what I'm rooting for? I'm rooting for my parlay. That's what I'm rooting for.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for the Man Hour After Dark. Mike, any closing thoughts before we head out tonight?
Bucket's full of shit. Peace, love, and happiness. Cheers, fuckers.